Hi there, students. Today we're going to talk to you about another strategy that will help you to question the text. This strategy is called, "What did the author think I already knew?" So if you ever read an article with a lot of complicated text and you thought, this is way too hard, I have no idea what to do with this information, this is a great strategy for you because it helps you to think about, what do the author think I already knew? So what do I need to do to try to help myself be that person that the author thinks that I am, so that I know all the information that I needed to know.
Interesting.
Okay, so what did the author think I already knew? This can be divided into 4 categories. So if you're reading it and you're thinking about the article, it could be something that the author thought you knew about it already, meaning that you already had some prior knowledge to it. You already knew about that information before you started reading that article. For example, if it was about laws, you do know some information about laws, so if you're reading an article, you might have that prior knowledge. Whereas if somebody else didn't have that information, they might find the article more confusing. The author thought I'd know what this word means. You ever get to some very complicated words and the author doesn't explain it to you. They don't tell you the definition because they probably think you already know it. And it's okay if you don't, but this is some way to help you figure it out. The author thought I could picture this. Visualizing is a great strategy to use because it helps you remember the text. It's almost like making a movie in your mind about the information that you're reading. If you can't do this, then the text might get pretty complicated, so you might have to take a second and try a fix-up strategy. Or it could be the author thought I'd know how this happens. That's mostly with the structure of the text, meaning that you understood that it was a compare-contrast text or a cause and effect text, or just a text where the author's trying to explain a lot of information to you.
All right, so we're going to try this strategy out live, and we found an article about some things that we don't really know what they're talking about. So we're going to try this out and see how it works.
So when you're confused, you can't just say, I don't get it, and throw the article away. This is going to help you get through that article.
All right, so let's try this article out. All right. Study finds surprising benefit of viral DNA fighting other viruses. Okay, let's give this a shot. All right, let's see how we do. All right. What could be more alien than a virus? It's a nanobiological weapon, a microscopic protein shell holding a few genes that hijack a cell's internal machinery, forcing it to make new viruses. The battles we fight with these alien enemies brings malaise, scars, and even death?
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in there. The first thing I think is the nanobiological weapon. No idea what that is. However, if I think about this little dash that it has, I just learned this new information. This little dash right here that it has after weapon, that means that the author is going to tell you what the definition is of it. So a lot of times when they put in that really big information, it could be the definition right next to it because they have that little dash. That means I'm going to tell you the definition right now.
So the author didn't necessarily thought that we knew what nanobiological weapon meant because they describe it here, but I don't even know if I understand what the definition of it is.
I don't think I do either.
So right here, I think they're trying to get me to visualize what a microscopic protein shell holding a few genes. I think the author is thinking that I can picture this in my mind, and
right.
I can't. Can you?
No.
So I'm gonna say I don't know ? Visualization. I don't know.
So now let's try to. So now we realize that they're trying to help us visualize. So now we have to try to visualize to try to fix that up. So microscopic. So
small.
It's really small.
Yeah.
Right, because it's microscopic. Protein shell. So I think like a little circle, a shell.
Yeah, shell.
Okay. So a really small shell, holding a few genes. So it actually has stuff inside the shell.
All right.
Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, it does actually. And then it hijacks a cell's internal machinery. So this microscopic protein shell isn't good.
So is that the outside thing of it, I think?
Maybe. Yeah.
So the outside is actually hijacking the things inside of it, because I think about a hijack, you really go inside somewhere and you take control.
Okay, and it's forcing it to make viruses.
Okay, so it's forcing it. So the shell not only takes over it, but it makes it do new things.
Okay, cool. That actually helped a lot.
Yeah, so now we have this visualization in our heads.
All right, let's continue reading. Yet, as foreign as viruses may seem, the boundary between us and them is turning out to be remarkably blurry. We use DNA from viruses to do things that are essential to our own survival, scientists are finding. Somehow, we have managed to domesticate some of these invaders.
Again, a lot of information.
So, anything that the author expects that we know that we don't know?
How about just viruses?
Yeah, they're talking about viruses a lot,
What do you know about viruses?
that you don't want to get them,
Mm.
and that they're hard to
Spread.
cure.
Yeah, spread easily. But
Right.
foreign, so that means they don't know this one. So that could be scary too, if something is foreign.
Yeah. So, do we want to annotate this anywhere?
Yeah,
So, where are we going to annotate viruses?
yeah.
So, the author is expecting,
That we have some prior knowledge.
yeah. So, we
So
might
it's
go-
not necessary. I might have to look it up. I could do that too, like what are viruses, but I could also think about now just take a second and not just keep reading, even though I'm confused, but actually go back and think, okay, what are viruses? And we talked about that they're actually bad and they're spread easy.
Yeah,
And what was it that you said?
you don't want to get
You
them.
don't want to get them, right?
A number of viruses replicate by inserting their DNA into our own genes. On rare occasions, their genes get passed down to future generations. So that's kind of scary.
Hmm.
So
So yeah, I'm thinking replicate myself.
I know that I learned this in like middle school, probably about like how cells replicate and stuff. But I don't remember that. So there's some prior knowledge about like how things are able to like reproduce or replicate or divide, cell division or something like that.
So do you think we should look that up?
Probably.
Okay. So replicate, we need to look up. Should we do that now?
All right. Virus.
It does say though on rare occasions it get passed down, so that's actually like kind of a good thing because I know rare means not always.
So viral replication is the formation of biological viruses during the infection process of the target host cells. Viruses must first get into the cell before viral replication can occur.
Which did happen
Yeah.
because they got in. So maybe the shell is
So the virus replicates to
so it
survive.
spreads.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Hmm. So when you don't know this information, you can't just say I don't know it. We have to do something about it, and that could be looking it up.
Cool.
Okay.
So you guys get the basic point of this. So as we're reading, we're asking ourselves, what did the author expect us to know? And then when we don't really know what they're doing, we're just annotating it here on the side.
Yeah. Okay, so as you read and research today, we want you to look at the text with a new lens and really think about what did the author think I already knew? Because if you don't know that, you might need to do some searching for that information so that you are ready for the article, just like the author expects you to be.
All right, good luck.